Some teachers in Cotabato who were supposed to serve as canvassers on Election Day were replaced by those who did not undergo proper training. The Atty research group says 20% of voters are considered soft and may still change their preferred candidate on Election Day. However, the latest Atty survey shows that the unity team of Bongbong Marcos and Mayor Sara Duterte are still leading the presidential and vice presidential race by a huge margin. Some presidential and vice presidential candidates are gearing up for their meeting de avance on the last day of the campaign period. And Ben and SB19 released their powerful performance video for Kapangyarihan. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Charles Lejano. Some teachers are frustrated over not being included in the final list of canvassers for the elections, despite undergoing the needed training. The COMELEC says they're now investigating the matter. Greg Gregorio with the details.
These teachers underwent training to serve under BEI or the Board of Election Inspectors for Monday's national and local elections. But when they are about to conduct the final testing and sealing of vote counting machines, the group was surprised to know that their names are not part of the list of BEIs. They claim that those set to replace them did not undergo proper training. On Thursday, COMELEC Commissioner Marlon Casquejo said that they want to investigate the incident. He notes replacing BI personnel is no longer allowed, especially since voting is just a few days away.
Kapag certified ka na ng DOST, hindi ka na pwedeng palitan kasi one of the requirements para makapag-serve yung isang electoral board, one of the members or the electoral board must be certified by the DOST.
Aside from the problem on BEIs, Cotabato City is catching up in conducting final testing and sealing on its VCMs. This step is critical since this determines the condition of the machines, ensures that there are no preloaded votes, and ballots can be read properly. The testing started last May 2, and as of Thursday, 355 VCMs and 44 SD cards did not pass the final check. The said SD cards were replaced, while the VCMs were sent to the COMELEC warehouse for troubleshooting. Casquejo assures the public that everything is ready for Monday's polls.
All system go na tayo. We're just waiting for the date of the election. We have conducted FTS. Kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, very minimal yung ating mga naging problema. And nasusolusyonan natin kasi nakalatag na lahat po. So 100% all set na po tayo this coming May 9, 2022 election.
Meanwhile, 100% of satellite devices as backup for transmission of votes have been deployed, while all VCMs, ballot boxes, official ballots, and CCS kits have also been distributed. For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
Atty Research Fellow Guido David says survey results are not all that accurate, since some respondents are still considered soft voters who might change their preference on or before Election Day. Maricel Halili has the report.
Out of the 2,400 respondents in Atty Research latest survey, 58% said they will choose Ferdinand Marcos Jr. if the elections were held from April 22 to 25. His numbers were up by 1 percentage point compared to the previous survey. While Vice President Leni Robredo's numbers went up by 3 percentage points to 25%, this is not enough to catch up to the presidential frontrunner. Mayor Isko Moreno, meanwhile, settled at third place with 8%, Senator Manny Pacquiao with 5%, Senator Ping Lacson with 2%, followed by Faisal Mangondato, Norberto Gonzales, and Leo de Guzman. In terms of geography and island group, Marcos Jr. practically clinched Metro Manila, balanced Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Robredo's numbers, on the other hand, increased in balanced Luzon and Mindanao, while Mayor Isko's got his number up in balanced Luzon. Pacquiao got a 0 in NCR and have lower scores in Mindanao. Lacson's numbers remain steady, albeit going down in all island groups. Recall that Lacson also got a 0 in Mindanao in a separate survey held by Pulse Asia, but Lacson doesn't think it's an accurate representation of his votes in the island group.
We were around Mindanao in sometime in the past, sa Cotabato, Davao. Marami rin kami napuntahan. Hindi ko talaga feel yung 0 voter preference. Giving me 0 voters preference na score sa Visayas Mindanao could be a blessing in disguise kasi na-challenge yung aming mga Lacson Soto support group here in Cagayan de Oro.
Moreno was not surprised and even congratulated Marcos for remaining as the survey frontrunner.
Wala namang bago eh. Again, with all honesty, congratulations sa mga nanalo sa survey.
Calyodi says he doesn't even pay attention to these surveys.
Hindi ko siya pinapansin dahil hindi naman ako trapo eh. Hindi naman ako parang politiko na walang importante kundi ang eleksyon.
After saying that his campaign journey made more people pay attention to his platforms, the Labor leader also left a message for Marcos Jr.
Ang dami niyang issue ni Bongbong. Ang dami niyang hindi siya maharap sa debate. Yung pamilya niya ay akusado ng mga pagnanakaw. Ang dami, kaya medyo may ganun akong doubt. Pero siyempre, naniniwala naman ako sa survey.
Octa reminds the public that their survey has a margin of error of 2%. They also said the survey results should not be a basis for the voting public come May 9 and must only be treated as academic information. In an interview with 1PH, Octa research professor Guido David said that 20% of survey respondents were soft voters.
So, kumbaga, pili ko ito, pero baka nag-isipan ko pa, baka palitan ko pa yung pipiliin ko on the day itself. And sometimes, the range is about 20% of yung mga supporters or yung mga pumipili, 20% of their own supporters or their voters, baka pwede pa sila magbago ng isip. So, mga 20% yung soft voters na tinatawag namin.
David also stressed that survey results are not predicatory of election results, but rather a picture of the things to come, with Election Day only 3 days away. For News 5, Maricel Halili, We Are One News.
Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte remains the top vice presidential choice, according to the latest Octa Research survey. Duterte received a nationwide rating of 56%, with the majority of support coming from Mindanao and Visayas. In second place is Senate President Tito Soto, who received 22%, followed by Senator Kiko Pangilinan with 16%. Dr. Willie Ong and Congressman Lito Atienza wrapped up the top 5 VP candidates. 3 days before the elections, and candidates at the national level are trying to lock in their votes with either a meeting de avance or one last caravan. Here's the report.
The Marcos Duterte tandem is back in Davao del Norte for their second meeting de avance. Despite the heavy rain, supporters warmly welcomed the candidates at the Tagum City Hall. This is where the unit team chose to hold their second meeting de avance, despite local officials in the area already endorsing Vice President Leni Robredo. Davao del Norte is the second most vote-rich area in the Davao region with more than 680,000 voters. During the 2016 elections, Marcos Jr. came in second in the province behind Alan Peter Cayetano in the vice presidential race. The final meeting de avance of the unity team will be held in Parañaque. Meanwhile, the camp of presidential candidate Leni Robredo is also going all out in campaigning around Mindanao. Over 60,000 kakampings showed up for their grand rally in Agusan del Sur. Members of the local National Unity Party, or NUP, have also endorsed Robredo. Yesterday morning, Robredo also proceeded to Misamis Occidental for another rally. There, she left an inspiring message for her volunteers.
Napakahalaga ng ginagawa ninyong mga volunteers. Di ba nag-umpisa tayo, nagpapalugaw, kung ano-ano yung ginagawa natin. Ngayon, nag-house to house na tayo. Bakit siya mahalaga? Mahalaga siya dahil pinapalitan natin ng katotohanan ang lahat na kasinungalingan.
The meeting de avance of the Leni Kiko tandem will be held in Makati tomorrow. Manila Mayor Isko Moreno wooed voters in Tacloban, Leyte. Here, Moreno revealed that he had no idea about his camp's supposed plan to file a petition for writ of mandamus to compel the collection of the Marcoses' 203 billion peso estate tax liability. This after Action Democratico Chairman Ernest Ramel said that such a petition is in the works.
Any taxpayer who said that will file the mandamus. Any taxpayer can do that.
Sir?
And I think Ernest is a taxpayer and he's a citizen. Anybody. Di ko alam yan.
Moreno will be having his meeting de avance in Tondo on Saturday. The Lacson Soto tandem made rounds in Cagayan de Oro and Maguindanao yesterday for back-to-back town hall meetings. The two once again insisted that it's impossible for Lacson to have gotten 0 votes in Mindanao, as the latest Pulse Asia survey reflected.
And we were around Mindanao in sometime in the past, sa Cotabato, Davao. Marami rin kami napuntahan. Hindi ko talaga feel yung 0 voter preference.
Instead of a meeting de avance, Lacson and Soto will just hold one last caravan tomorrow. As for Calyodi de Guzman, he said he will afford full protection to the country's media outlets should he win the presidency. He said this on the second anniversary of the shutdown of ABS-CBN on account of a franchise renewal that was never signed into law. De Guzman said a country cannot progress without a free press.
Walang pag-unlad kapag walang debate. Walang pag-unlad kapag pinipigil mo yung impormasyon. Uunlad ang lipunan kapag ina-accept mo ang iba't ibang opinion. Pero kung ipatitigil mo yan at nanggagaling lang sa isa, huwag na kayong kumibo, huwag na kayong gumalaw, ako lang bahala, walang mangyayaring pag-unlad.
Let's check in on where the candidates are headed today. The Lacson Soto tandem will hold their meeting de avance at the Verdant Square in Carmona, Cavite. The event will start at 5 p.m. Manila Mayor Isko Moreno will be in Bagong Silang, Valenzuela for a regular campaign sortie. Calyodi de Guzman, meanwhile, will attend a press conference hosted by the People for Power Coalition at the Quezon City Memorial Circle. This as power consumers cry foul over the 7.8 billion peso Meralco refund order from the ERC. Senator Manny Pacquiao will be meeting his supporters in Cebu, while Vice President Leni Robredo will be visiting her hometown in Naga. Ben and SB19 have collaborated once again, this time for a performance video of their song, Kapangyarihan. The bands gave an electrifying performance of the song, which has political undertones, unlike their first song, Mapa, that was about unconditional love. The official performance video for Kapangyarihan was released last night, just 4 days before the elections, and the lyrics send a message to those in power, reminding them to serve their people, as they are the ones who hold the real power. SB19 clarified in the caption that they are not endorsing any candidate for the May polls, but Ben is openly backing the Leni Kiko tandem, having performed in several rallies. Let's check out this performance by the so-called SB19. Here are the stories to watch out for later today. The camp of Vice President Leni Robredo is set to file a complaint against a writer, the owner and the publisher of journalnews.ph for violation of the cybercrime law over alleged disinformation in one of its published articles. Church leaders and election watchdogs are set to conduct an interfaith prayer and solidarity march for a clean and honest elections. And it's do or die between the De La Salle Green Archers and the UP Fighting Maroons for a spot in the finals of the UAAP Season 84 men's basketball. And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us again later at 9 a.m. as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on Cignal Play. Just register for a free account at www.cignalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We're One News.